like making sure everything's working, but welcome. We're finally back for another live stream. I know it's a little different this week. Wanted to try a different kind of setup, do something a little different. So you will still be seeing me, at least for now, at least for a bit in the stream, but you're seeing the other side of the of the room that you don't see, where I got all my figures here on my wall over there, and just the bed where I sleep with the blanket, with the comforter, with the nerdy stuff. But we're here, so nothing really too much different going on this stream. Opening figures, messing with stuff, hitting my microphone because I'm not a professional, and also not putting my phone on do not disturb because I'm an idiot. Make sure my chat is working. I want every message. I want to see everything, unless like last stream where I didn't have my chat messages and I didn't notice at all. I thought that there was no one there, but I was like, okay, people are here. But oh well, people didn't want to chat, but they did. Just that my thing is all messed up. I'll double check it again. All messages were all good to go. So yeah, welcome to another live stream unboxing. So of course today being a Friday one, because of course work life couldn't do Wednesday, but we'll be doing Wednesday next week. And nothing too much going on, but we got some fun stuff to look at, some cool figures. So of course first we will do we want to switch to the camera? We might just do it just to show off our weekly pickups. I guess first I can just do so we'll switch over the camera and give you all the new view. So let's get that moved over. There we go. Hopefully that looks decent there. I know it's probably kind of, don't zoom in that much. That's like way too much. This thing is like so sensitive. A zoom in. We'll stay like right there. Okay. So our first weekly pickup, get my lights back here. So our first pickup, if I can, I guess I do have to zoom out. Okay. So for our first weekly art pickup, I know this isn't the right orientation, at least for this, but we got the Hayatoys Muto from Godzilla 2019. So that's our first pickup. So finally getting this figure. It's nice to finally have a Muto figure, and got this from Rocket Comics, my guys there at Rocket. Always do me well. Why is this like so different? I hate this. What is this orientation? Highlight, save to your channel. Okay, so that's weird. Okay. I'm gonna try to fix this. Sorry about this. I'm trying to get this new camera to work. What the hell? Okay. But here's our first. You know what? We're gonna come back to me. We're gonna come back to me because everything's is weird. But here's our weekly pickup, which is the Hayatoys Muto. Got this figure from Rocket. So finally getting this figure in hand. And this will be probably next week's live stream unboxing. So this will be fun to do. Let me make sure my chat is working. Everything's good. Everything. So yeah. Cool figure. Nice pickup. And finally doing a actual Godzilla themed stream, at least next week. Not this week, but we'll see. And then second pickup, because I don't know if y'all can see, you can probably see a little hint of the mutant the Mayhem turtles. But I also at my local Walmart picked up the Splinter, because I've seen him be like here and there, like at stores, but I feel like Splinter is like the hardest one to find of this turtle line, which is weird. But, you know, I was like, you know what? He's been here a few times. I'll just finally get him. It's just $10. It's not bad at all. But yeah, welcome. But there we go. Let's see if my other camera will work on this side. It is. Because there it is. And that's how the camera's supposed to look. I don't know why it looked all weird before. It's super weird. But, you know, it's here. It's working. So, yeah. We'll be looking at this guy at a future point. So, we'll see. But I do like this new orientation because you can get kind of more close up with the figures. And I'm still back here. And I assume you can still hear me. But, yeah. Cool little splinter, another splinter to look at in the future. But I might just keep the camera over there now. But this week, we will be looking at a franchise we haven't, I don't think, ever looked at in any of my live streams, really, in any case. Get my lights over there, because we will be opening the Mattel New for 20 Masters of the Universe figures, specifically He-Man, you can see it there, and the Skeletor figures. So, you know, it's been a bit before I've actually like really messed with He-Man as a franchise, as a, you know, as a thing on here, but you know, it's always fun to get something more kind of different and unique than what I'm used to doing. So this will be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna adjust my camera just a little bit to get them. That better framing? I got no idea. I just don't want to have this too much because, you know, I got this framing to deal with. But in any case, some cool figures. I mean, I got these right when they released. I think it was, what's that release date? 2019. So yeah, I've had these for a while. I feel like these actually technically came out in 2020 because I got these like post pandemic. I can't remember exactly, but you know, but I was like, okay, it's like the new for 20. It's 2020. I think that was like my whole like connection with that, you know, with the whole like the new for 20. But I guess that's like 20 years of like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the new for 20 thing is for, but you know. But I think we're just gonna go ahead. I think we'll just go straight for He-Man. Skeletor we can do last, because you know, you have your good guys and you have your bad guys. And of course, it's the Masters of the Universe. It's He-Man. He's the hero. He's the guy. And of course, this is like the retro carded kind of packaging here. Really cool. Really like this. I mean, I've had these guys on display on the wall behind me for yeah, just being hung up in a bit, but really just being in a box for yeah, like ever since I got these guys. So yeah, like, so it's been forever since I've gotten these figures, but they look really cool and I can't wait to open them. But of course, as we're here, we always do our packaging kind of rundown. And of course, this is based on, I think it's based on the actual, like the original, like the toy line, at least just based on the carding and bubbling. Let me make sure my chat working, everything's working. On messages again, make sure everything's working. I think it is. So if y'all want to chat in the live, any questions, or if you want to look at anything here on the shelf, feel free. But you know, cool little figure. Has the new for 20 logo. I don't know exactly what that means for this, but you know, it's cool. And then you have the nice yeah, the Masters of the Universe logo, and it's all actually kind of yeah, like a laminated, so it actually gets that shine on there, and it's like a metal kind of shiny look, so it's cool. And then you get the actual name of the character, He-Man, most powerful man in the universe, modern posing retro play. So that's cool that they have that little thing. And then of course on the back it's, yeah, like it's like an explosion with like rocks and stuff. And then you get the actual figure. Of course, there looks pretty cool. Definitely like a retro style, especially when it comes to the head. Not my favorite exact head, I would say. Yeah, just out of by looking at like other retro style He-Mans. But this works. It's cool. And then at the bottom, you get you got your Mattel logo, and then you can see like the little comic, the back. But on the back, I actually like this, where you have with the mystical power sword, the mighty He-Man protects Eternia from the forces of evil, and you have a cool little art of Castle Grayskull with He-Man in the front, yeah, with the power sword going all crazy, and then it says include a comic book. So that's cool. It's cool art. And then modernizing and celebrating the original 80s the Masters of the Universe action figures, Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's Eternia's the greatest the warriors as retro style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. So that's cool. So I guess this is like the start of the Origins line. I don't know if they technically still call that, if it's actually technically new for 20, or if it actually just is Origins. I assume it's just Origins, but I call it just the new for 20 because it just says, right there on that. So, pretty cool. And then you have a rundown. So you have your heroic heroes where you got He-Man, Teela, and the Man-at-Arms. And then for evil warriors, you got Skeletor, Evelyn, and Beastman. And so far, I only got He-Man and Skeletor because, that's like the main two. Yeah, like that. But that's like your two main guys you need, He-Man and Skeletor. And then on the side, you have like some classic kind of retro style kind of like instructions. So fit the power sword into hand, and then it says twist into powerful battle positions, which I would say is like a weird kind of like terminology, I guess, for it, or kind of like way to say that. I would assume you just say pose into powerful battle positions instead of twist, because I don't think you twist everything. I mean, you articulate, but I don't know about twisting. But then you have like your copyright stuff as it as it shows. It's so 2019. Get all your plastic, all your recycling, and then your little barcode there. So not much really left. It's just a nice packaging, and it looks great. It's like perfect. It's iconic. And before I even open this, I do want to do a little comparison. I kind of find this He-Man packaging very iconic, very kind of like toy history, very important. So I just wanted to compare it to probably my favorite retro style kind of line that they've been redoing is the Turtles retro. So you kind of see the same kind of elements with the bubble and with the figure and the weapons, and then have like the logos and have like your explosions in the back. With all like the brickwork, and then have like the whole like the rundown and images and instructions, maybe depending on what it is, and then have like the rest of the figures in the wave. So it's really cool that we're getting like retro style kind of toys, of course. But with the actual like the Playmate stuff, this stuff is actual like the original molds and kind of like the original stuff that came with it, compared to He-Man, where most of this I think is actually brand new, all new sculpting. So that's nice, and you also get a comic, so that's cool. But in any case, we won't delay too much. I don't know if I want to open it on here. I guess I can try. Yeah. So where you just straight open it. I don't think we need our X-Acto blade. Of course, it's like that, so we gotta rip at our cardboard, which kind of sucks, but it's what you gotta do. What you gotta do to open these figures. we'll just get this completely off. Of course, so there's our packaging there just by itself. I might just keep like the images. Yeah, like I might I might cut like this whole stuff out, but the rest I'll just probably throw away. So we'll see. But there's this little comic, and we'll look at that in a moment. But there's He-Man and his encasing. Of course, I have the cover there. I never really understood why they have like this little like this protection bubble. I guess that is to like protect the figure. Ooh, a first person like a POV. I like this. Welcome, Lumix. I'm glad you like it. Of course, here I can show you real quick, Lumix. Of course, we can still come back to me, to where I'm being me. So, you know, we're just trying new stuff out. Got to get my lights. So yeah, we're trying new stuff out. We're doing new stuff because I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired of looking at myself. It takes up so much space. I'm in an Uber right now. I'm heading to my dad's. You're good, Lumix. You're good. Here, we're going to switch over to our other camera. Get back to our figure. I don't know why it looks like that. There we go. I don't know why it does that. I'll have to figure that out. But there's our He-Man in his plastic casing. Not that much. Really? We do have some twist ties, so we'll have to snip. But his weapons are just stored back here. Finally got you finally got like your Instagram, and it's a pretty fun. Instagram is good. That's what I use mainly on here. It's like, and that that is my main like my social like my media. I don't really mess with any other really ones just nowadays. It's like X. I still have Twitter, is what it's actually called. And then Facebook, I still have. I just never use it. So just one of those to me, to where just automatically it's like Instagram's not awful. You can bear with it. But there's our little bag. Weapons for He-Man actually stored really well. That's really nice. And it comes in a bag, which is really nice too. And then with He-Man, he does have a twist tie there, ain't at the feet. So, of course, gotta get out our trusty snippers here. Of course, I don't think for this stream that we'll be using our X-Acto blade. So X-Acto doesn't get he doesn't get the treatment of the new setup yet. So he'll have to wait next week. But yeah, not bad. Just a couple of twist ties just to keep them in there. Easy does it. They're not even twist ties. They're just plastic banding. So even more simpler. So pretty cool. I'll get almost at 5K viewers. Oh, you're already at like at 5K, or are you like you're talking about me? Yeah, because I've been on Instagram way longer than I've been here on YouTube. I found it in Instagram. Okay, here, I'll switch over to my camera. Since we're talking, since we're chatting, so, and I want to get a closer look of this He-Man anyways. See what's going on, because it's a really cool kind of figure. I found it on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, because I got that on my account. So, yeah, I've been on there for forever. So there's a lot of stuff, and there, and that's where I started. Like my live stream, like unboxings was all on there, and then I moved it over here because I was like, you know what? I don't want the YouTube channel to be dead anymore. I want to do something. Ooh, I was scrolling. That guy game looks so nice. It is really nice. And I unboxed. I did that on a stream too, and that figure is perfect. It's great. Yeah, and I still really need to get the Godzilla that goes with it, the 1972 the figure arts, because it's really cool. It's really nice. So yeah, this does have a bit more articulation, a good amount of articulation on this. Okay, so we'll get a Lumix says Gigan is probably one of my favorites, especially in Final Wars. In Final Wars, he's really cool because he's all like metal. Man, I still got my snippers. I won't need that. At least not yet. But yeah. Well, I just follow. I'll be sure to check you out on Instagram, Lumix. I'll follow you, bro, because I appreciate you or support on here. It's always like weird, because on Instagram, like it's so easy to find people, but I kind of tried that, like with YouTube, like to look for, like to look for y'all, like who are subscribed and who do follow my content on, on the regular, and it's so difficult. It's like, and I don't even get, like a notification sometimes of someone subscribed, so it's all weird. I don't have much knowledge on the He-Man figures, but but they look cool. They do look cool. So we'll go ahead, switch back to my other camera. Hopefully it's working. It's doing the weird thing, but now it's back. Where it zooms out and then it zooms in. But here he is, looking pretty cool. It's definitely like that. It's definitely it's definitely it's very much of a retro style, very muscular kind of bodies, especially when it comes to the shoulders. So crazy. I don't have but then like the chest emblem there with the red and with the Iron Cross kind of thing. It's not it's not the cleanest. I have some bleeding over there, so it's kind of coming off, but it's not too bad. And then you have some red squares that run down, and then the little holder on the back and the straps. And then, of course, the iconic He-Man blonde hair. I do like the retro style kind of head, where it's just kind of like mean, mugging. And then he doesn't, he doesn't have the white of the eyes. It's just the iris of it. But then you have the crazy, like the bicep, the crazy, the chest, and then with the hard rock 6-pack is insane. It looks nice. If I remember, aren't there like 20 buckaroos? Probably around that park. I would assume so. It's been a while since I've had these, so I would have to do more research. But I think it is about like $20 for one of these guys. But they're really cool. And then of course you have the classic, the belt, with the loincloth, kind of like the fur going on there. Nice paint there too. And then you have all your copyright on the back, on the lower back there, and then the giant, humongous shoulders. I mean, it's like square circle. It's just a giant circle, and then massive biceps and triceps that kind of taper. It's like bah da da bah. It's crazy. And and then you get to your forearm there, which is very, very muscular. I mean, it just breaks up like the silhouette. It's insane how muscular they make these guys. And then you have just your kind of like your casual left hand, and then you have a holding right hand there, and you have your wrist kind of gauntlets that that match with your belt. Excuse my stomach. And then with the legs, again, very musculature, very kind of like huge, crazy, but they look great. They look cool. I mean, it's kind of like, look at that, like the size. It's all like just muscle, and then it's bone, and then and then it's muscle. Like that's crazy proportions. But but it looks good on the front though, so it's like you don't want to look there. But then you have the muscular kind of like the calves. It's like you're gonna hear me say, but muscular a lot, because look at this. This is just like a hunk of meat. Yeah, giant buff plastic man. So the macho, like, yeah, it's a macho, yeah, like a body type. Definitely a macho man. Kind of, yeah, it's kind of the strongest ever. And then at the boots, you have that same kind of like that fur, but in a yellow, and then you have like a brown kind of strapping on that boot. So done very well. The sculpt is done super well, I will say. We're gonna get you a little more in frame. But it is really cool. I like them. It definitely has yeah, like a very much like a feel to it. Yeah, it's kind of like you gotta, yeah, kind of like get used to it a little bit, but you know, as like a retro style type toy, it's great. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like I have, yeah, like as y'all have seen, it's like I collect, yeah, the Playmates, yeah, like the vintage. So this is like right up my alley. So this is really cool. But then we'll get with his accessories, make him look at the camera a little better. Because, of course, he comes packed with his shield, his axe, and the power sword, but they're all like packed together. So just take that off, take that out, and that's actually pretty nice. So we'll first go with the shield. It's just like your kind of like your metal plating, yeah, with yeah, just with your studs and one uh, longer one in the middle, and then with your orange kind of grooves to give some detail. And then on the back, you just have, I guess, like a plug for the back or like to hold the axe, I assume. And then you have a grip as well. And that can go around the arm or arms, I guess. But Lumix says, I'm so happy that the Scarlet Spider, yeah, the Marvel Legends, yeah, that it lowered in price. I bought him 3 days ago, came in yesterday, and wow. It is a great looking figure. I have, yeah, the Mafex. You can see right up there, and I love that figure. He's really cool. I do have yeah, like yeah, like yeah, but the Marvel Legends version, but he's still in box. He's on the wall behind me. I'll show you that in a bit. But He-Man, I think you can just get his hand in there, and yeah, and then with the clip, it clips onto his bicep, and so he can hold his shield, honestly, perfectly. So that's great. And then have his axe, which is like the same kind of like that gray kind of color to the shield. You have the actual axe blades, and then with the handle, just some simple kind of like geometry. But they look pretty cool. It looks good. And of course, he has that grip hand, so he can hold that. So that's really cool. It's like if he doesn't have you know, like you know, the power sword, you can just use these. I don't even know. I assume it can store at least this on his back. The accessories, yeah, they look nice. They do look nice. But that's nice, I guess, if you can store that. I don't know. I try to take this off. You can store the shield. I don't believe so, but, you know, that's okay. Well, unless I guess if I want to do this. How do they have it? Yeah, because it was like that. So I could like do that. Where that can kinda, it's still not like secure, but it's back there. And it doesn't break up yeah, the silhouette at least too much. I can just get it like positioned. So that's nice because of course he has his power sword. For some reason, like it's molded like this, where it's like flat and has like 2 pegs on the side, but then on the front you have just the actual sword detail. Yeah, with the two, yeah, with the two, yeah, the thing sticking out, and then you have the main blade there. But for some reason, it has like a grip thing. I don't ever remember that. I don't know if that was like something with the retro style toy, but it looks kind of like weird. Yeah, like with that little hand guard thing. But I guess that does actually help. We will take out accessories there, but I guess it does help with just grabbing the sword. I didn't even notice that from the packaging. You know, it does work very well. It does look good. So it is weird though that that they didn't give him like a up and like an up and down hinge on the weapon wielding hand. It's just a side to side. Of course, you can do a rotation, but like you can't do exactly like the I have the power, where he's like, ah. Yeah, it's kind of like you can, but you can't get him to like hold it like straight up without looking kind of awkward. But I don't know if that's just like the charm of the retro. It's like you want him doing this. So maybe that does kind of work, but it's like, it's not the greatest. Unless you just want him like that. And that kind of works. Just kind of like, get over here, Skeletor. I'm going to get you, with my power sword. I'm going to whack you. Whack. And slice you. Or he's like, oh, stay away, monster. I got to save my friends. Or whatever He-Man does. But, not bad at all. Looks cool. And then, of course, these also come with an additional, like a Masters of the Universe comic, where it's kind of like that retro style He-Man, but very actually kind of long and kind of skinny. But on the back, you have your same, toy rundown of the line. So that's kind of cool. There went He-Man. But with the comic, show it off, first page. Snake Mountain, home of the evil Skeletor. Beastman, and what's her name? Evil Lynn, Skeletor. Guess they're planning, and and then you got Prince Adam, and then I guess that's Tila. Like they're having a conversation, and she's kind of mad at him. And then you got all your bad guys and Beastman. And they're like, get the prince. And he's like, wait a minute, I have the power because I got a sword. So, gotta go, Lumix. Had fun talking. Hope you have a good day. Hey, you too, Lumix. I appreciate you getting over here to the live stream. I hope you'll enjoy the VOD if you come to if you come to watch it back because I post these. So yeah, cool. There, just some beasts, and they all got beaten by He-Man. And then with Skeletor, he gets thwacked. He goes back in it, and it's like, okay, the heroes win. Another day, another adventure of He-Man. Very generic, but very cool kind of cover here. Yeah, with Beastman in the back, and then you have like these weird horned, kind of like gorilla-like monster orcs. So they look cool. So, a nice little addition. It does feel very kind of like classic cartoonish. It's like, okay, it's just a little adventure. It's just like a side thing. So pretty nice. Pretty cool little thing to add there. So yeah, not too much to really say or really complain. I mean, there's nothing to really complain about. It's a retro style figure. I guess we'll go over like articulation as a whole, because that's the kind of point of this, is that you can pose more, but it's in that retro style. It's kind of more of the ultimates of the turtles. I'm looking at but what they call the remasters. Sorry, from Playmates of the original the Playmates turtles, and those look pretty cool. So it's nice to get something like that, but with a He-Man, because I've never had a He-Man. So this is like my first kind of like classic He-Man. Oh, well, yeah, I have had a He-Man toy, but not this. So, and we'll look at that later because I got all my old kid stuff. Yeah, but with the head, you just have a ball. Yeah, yeah, that goes into the head and yeah, then a rod down to the body. So it looks up about that much, goes down about that much, can go, excuse me, I gotta get used to this, can go side to side, even do a full rotation. I can do a full on tilt there and even just a hula hoop kind of thing. So pretty good there. So you get like full range, like you can look anywhere. So that's really cool. And then, yeah, and then with the shoulders, you do have a hinge there. And you have a little bit of like a rotation kind of there. Like you can do like a full kind of like a body rotation, but it does feel kind of weird. Like it doesn't feel like super solid, but it feels good. Yeah, like with this one, it has yeah, like yeah, some actual yeah, like yeah, some like back and forward a little bit. Like it doesn't feel like it should be doing that, but it just has a little more give. And then this one's like, just not that much. But at the bicep, you hinge about that far, not too bad, and it is just a single jointed, but that also gives you a full rotation there, which is very kind of classic, I would say. And then, of course, with this hand, yeah, but as we mentioned before, we have yeah, like yeah, your weapon wielding hand, and it's just a side to side. I know that's more kind of classic, but I wish that they would update that honestly, and then do a rotation so where it's an up and down, but it's just a side to side. I would just like something, you know, let's get a little bit extra because we're still getting this. And then at the waists, you don't have any crunch or anything. You just have a full rotation there. So that's still pretty good. And then at the legs, you do actually have a kick out that much. You have a full ball right there. So it can go out to the side that much, come right back in all the way, can kick forward. Not too bad. Can kick back, not really at all. And then with the knee, you have just a single joint there, have some rotation there, some rotation all the way there. And then at the boot, you have a, yeah, then at the top of the boot, you have a full rotation there. And then at the foot, you have a back, yeah, you have a forward and back, forward, back there. And then you have a full-on ankle rocker pivot, which is very nice to see. So Mattel can also do that. A great articulation thing. I love being able to like rocker feet. It's the best because they can stand. They have a guarantee kind of standing, at least on some factor, depending on the figure. But we're going to get He-Man equipped with his power sword. I don't know what the things on the back are. It's like, I know he can definitely like hold this in the back. I was like, but then in any case, it's like, yeah, like is, yeah, especially if you want, yeah, yeah, especially if you're, yeah, like if you're going to display them, you're going to have them with the sword out. But then on the back, it looks like that. So it's like, I kind of wish that they just did just a full sword here. I get that it's kind of skinny, but it's like, you could have just done a full sword and have enough on there. Like, you can make that happen. I would think so. It shouldn't be that big. But yeah. Get him. Well, with his sword. Might do a little. See what we can do. Well, okay. There we go. Get him a nice kind of pose. Because even like to like pose him, it's like you have to kind of angle the sword a certain way just for yeah, and just for it to just like look good. So maybe like this. Or maybe it's like better like that, where he's still standing there holding it, but it's kind of annoying that they do that, honestly. I just want just like a full He-Man sword, honestly. I guess I'll mainly kind of just be like the comic cover. It's like, rah, stand back. I am He-Man. Or get him like this, I guess. I don't know. It just looks weird. It's just so weird. I'm gonna get, I guess like that's good. I kind of like that. Kind of weird. I might have him hold the shield. That might be a little bit better. Maybe he has the sword and the shield. Okay, that's actually kind of, yeah, that's nice. And then we can just give him his axe in the back there. So, yeah, so you can have him holding everything. And he actually looks really cool there. Fully kind of like armored up. He-Man has all of his weapons on him. Yeah, that looks really, yeah, that looks sick. Yeah, but that's like a really fun, yeah, like a retro style figure. It can actually hold all of its weapons. 2 is like a major plus. But yeah, it's like, but all the accessories are great. Kind of some minus points on the sword because it's not a complete sword unless I'm missing something from my packaging, or it's going to be like completed at another point. So I know, yeah, because I know that there's like a thing about like the swords or something. I don't know. It's a weird. I don't know why. Yeah, like, but if you can give us a full weapon, yeah, like an axe and a full on shield that actually fits perfectly in his hand, why can't we get them? Yeah, the power sword, just a full accessory instead of half and all weird like, because it looks like it should be completed there. But what do I know? But still, it looks great. It looks awesome. But I don't know. But maybe that is like the way that they did it. Like when I was like the retro version. Yeah, but with the style of sword, I don't know for sure. But maybe that is what the style that they're going for. But this still looks great. It looks awesome. It looks really cool. It's a cool looking figure. And a nice little comic is a nice little ad. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty cool figure. But then we'll get that comic out of the way because now we'll move on to our comparisons. Because first we'll do just our straight up He-Man comparisons. First we will do we're gonna do my childhood He-Man toy, which is the 2000X. I think that this was like the Spin Attack He-Man, just based on what I researched. But this is like my childhood kind of toy of He-Man that I had. It's the only He-Man toy I've ever had in my life up until now. And you can see kind of how they definitely follow like the same kind of like the aspects and proportions, weirdly. But this is more kind of like kind of more of like a more kind of like animated, kind of like hyper kind of stylized version compared to like this more cartoonish version. So it's very weird. Yeah, that with my He-Man, he doesn't have any of his accessories. He looks great. Like, yeah, like he's in good condition for being a 2002 figure in my eyes, but he doesn't have any of his accessories. So I don't know where those are. They probably got lost or just thrown away, or you know, time will tell, but I'll probably never find them again. So yeah. But I know, yeah, like with these, with this He-Man figure, I think he came with like the same accessories, but also a removable chest piece as well. So they kind of just stay consistent. Fit. It's just that this is way more articulated and way more classic. So very cool. So we'll get this He-Man right there. And so now we'll do our next He-Man comparison, which is a more modern, where this is based off the Savage He-Man, where this is the version from the newest, the animated, the Netflix series of He-Man. So very kind of like bigger in kind of like scale. So this is like a 6 or 7 inch kind of scale figure, a lot more kind of washed, a little bit more kind of like realer proportions, but still kind of like keeping with those kind of vintage style. And then with the whole like the caveman thing going on there, and just everything that's going on there. So pretty cool. It has like the spear, and then compared to like the vintage, so very different kind of like times, where this is like caveman He-Man, and that's like actual He-Man. So, and then I guess we can do a comparison with him and the, what's this guy's name? I'm trying to remember this guy's name now. It's like Orbits or something. It's like, and this is the one that came, with this He-Man, but this kind of works. It's a little bit more of like a stylized with this. It's a little bit more darker, but it's kind of it's simple enough, and and I do like the very like the stylized, like the bottom there, how it floats. I did actually see this line's version of him at Walmart the other day. I was tempted to get it up, and I was like, maybe I do that, but I'm like, no. It's kind of like I'm already getting like a Splinter. I don't want to get him for right now, and I'm not too big on He-Man. I don't know if I need more besides just this He-Man and the Skeletor and these, I guess. But, then for other comparisons, as I did before, we'll get him compared to the Playmates kind of vintage style toy of Leonardo. I'm going to get my lights coming in just a little more. But there we go. So very much like that, very kind of like a retro style, except that this one is kind of bigger and has just more accessories. I mean, like the Turtles always have like a good amount of accessories, but they have like their weird way of doing it in like the sprue. But you can see like the two different, the retro kind of toy styles, and the size actually kind of works. I don't know. It's like He-Man's a little big, but it's usually like a human character. It's like like it depends on the turtle kind of like in the universe. But I can imagine He-Man being kind of big with the turtles, and this is him hunched too, so he's even bigger, really. But yeah, really like the vintage kind of vibes that's going on here. So it's really cool. And then we'll even do him with Shredder, because he is a more human type character, but he's got a sword too, and he has like that armor thing going on. So yeah, definitely like a different, like a style of retro kind of toys, but this is actually like the original mold, and this is a kind of re-showing, kind of like like a remake essentially. But in the style of that original toy. So, but this is kind of like the upper articulation and accessories and looks, and it is that. It does that very successfully, in my opinion. About to knock over my camera because I am still kind of struggling with this new look. But we're doing it. Oh yeah. Nice. Really cool figures going on here. So yeah, we'll clear this out. Get our guys out of here, but He-Man's a great figure. This guy's great. It's just so cool. Nice to, you know, have something a little bit more unique to look at. That's not just, you know, superheroes and, you know, Marvel and other kind of, just horror characters or anime figures. So, you know, it's nice to get like something like this that's, that's mainly like surrounded by the toy, but also kind of has like that old kind of cartoonish feel to it. But it looks great, and it has the added, like the articulation too, so that really ups it up. So you can actually do this posed up in so many ways. But I just love this fully armored, kind of like all ready for action kind of look of this He-Man. It looks really cool. Does that look? That's probably better right there, but that's so much like stuff. But yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him back here. He-Man can, because he can hang out. Of course, we will also be opening the Masters of the Universe, the new for 20 Origins Skeletor, Evil Lord of Destruction. Modern, posing, retro play version. So this guy's is really cool looking. I just love like this retro toy kind of style. Of course, like the head is not the greatest on this. It's not the most cleanest, but it is very retro feeling. You have your Mattel logo there. You have your whole kind of rock explosion background there of all red. And then have your Masters of the Universe logo at the very top, kind of magicified and all kind of like metal shining. And then you have your new for 20 logo. Then you have your 6+ on there. You have your bubble with the figure and the added comic and accessories. And then on the back, some some really cool art of Skeletor, kind of like in the depths at at Castle Grayskull. Oh, let me get this. Sorry, I'm trying to frame it. I'm also trying to look at it. Yeah, but he's surrounded. Just by just by like a lava, and there is like a signature on there of the artist, I assume, in like little like symbols. So that's cool. But the nefarious, the Overlord Skeletor wants to control the power within Castle Grayskull. So that's really cool. Cool art. And then this is about this line being the Masters of Origins, based on the 80s action figures, and then given extra kind of modern boost with added articulation, kind of better detailing, but keeping with that retro kind of style. And then have that retro kind of style instructions where the staff goes into the hand, and then twist into powerful battle positions. Twist is always a weird word to me for that, but I guess that's technically right. And then you have the rest of the line. We have the Heroic Heroes, which we opened He-Man of. And then we don't have Tila, we don't have the Man-at-Arms, but we have Skeletor. And then of the evil of the Warriors. And then, and they have Evil Lyn and Beastman, who we also don't have. So just He-Man and just Skeletor today. But it's the main two. You gotta have them. And they look great in packaging. Skeletor especially is like, I think, the iconic one when it comes to like this retro packaging. It's just very kind of like, like it's very like different. Yeah, like to He-Man. It's very kind of like, okay, like this guy's the bad guy. He looks really cool. And he looks great on this packaging. And then we'll do a comparison of him of a retro packaging as well. So a lot closer, of course, this to the original, the vintage toy, because it is the vintage toy in a re-release with the same kind of packaging, but this is the like the remaster, I guess, if you want to say the origins of the toys. So it's pretty cool. Well, without further ado, we will be opening up this guy. Doing it live. Of course, paper on this doesn't break very well. We're going to do our best. There's our added comic. Is that just the... So it's the same exact comic that we have gotten before. If I can get it to stand. It doesn't want to stand. Okay. Okay, book. This is our Skeletor packaging. I'm probably gonna maybe still kind of like keep most of this. I just might just cut up all of like the rest of the copyright stuff, because the art is always really cool, and I like the little detailing there, and then having the list. But I guess it's like you have the list on this, so yeah. So maybe I'll just save like this and this part, and it'll be fine. So we'll see. But pretty cool. And get you up. We'll actually do this side. I think that's more kind of accurate to what we're looking at. And then I have Skeletor still in his bubble. Have his little protective bubble there with the little extra little bubble for protection, which is always kind of weird. But if it's accurate, it's accurate. Here's our Skeletor. All this plastic glory all stuck here. Has a couple ties, but has his staff right here. Just taped on. Got that right there. We'll get... Maybe we want to get this tape off. Wow, they really taped this guy up. Maybe we'll... Here, I'll get this behind camera. Yeah, they really taped this guy up. Maybe I do need to... Might actually be time. The time for X-Acto? I don't know. I don't got scissors, though. So maybe we'll do... Here, we'll get Skeletor out first. Get our snips. There we go. Come on. All of our plastic ties off of them. Ooh. There's that. Sorry. Skeletor. Oh my god. That out of the way. Get our plastic out of here. And now to open this, which I think will require our X-Acto blade. We're going to move Skeleton a little bit back, just so he's not in the danger zone. I'm going to do this behind camera. Get this open. I got it mostly open now. Just still kind of wrapped up in this tape. And they really did not want you to get this guy out like at all. Here we go. All right. We're going to put this blade away. Trusty Exacto doing a good job. I can get my thing back on. There he is. He did a great job. Oh, he did make his debut on the new updated kind of episode of the show. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, and he does come with 2 weapons. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's our bag for our weapons. Here's our 2 accessories. Yeah, these are okay. So first, oh, that's plastic. Go away. Okay. Then we have our, yeah, so first we have his staff. I mean, look at that. Has like a goat head kind of thing going on. Does have a little paint scuff right there on the cheek there. But I'll see if I can get that off. I can get that piece off. That looks fine there. Yeah. Yeah. Great kind of detail work here. Nice little kind of like shapes going on there. And then you have the full staff and then the base, which is just a circle. So really cool. Really cool. Awesome kind of classic staff. And then he has his power sword, which is in a purple. Has the same kind of hilt, but it's the other side. So, and it does have 2 peg holes. We're going to be making like a master power sword. I don't know what you call it, but a double power sword. Whatever. But here's our Skeletor figure here. And yeah, I gotta say he looks pretty good. I could, yeah, it's kind of like the paint on here is a little weird. Even do we want to get my lighting a little bluer? That might be better for him. Let's try that. Yeah. So you get, like you're detailing there on the face. I can't really tell. It looks like the eyes are like a printed kind of look, or they just didn't put a lot of paint. But then, like, definitely with the teeth are definitely painted very roughly. It's like I actually looked at mine, so I made sure I got a decent one, and the rest were like really bad. But this one was pretty good. He has like a weird smirk kind of smile to him, but it looks cool. I think he looks pretty good. And then you have the hood right there, which just floats on top there, which is, I think, accurate. And then you have his crest right there, where it's like a bat and kind of skull bone design with the orb. And then you have the shoulder armor piece. It's all like segments. Same thing over there. And then you have that same kind of strap setup, but I'm never going to take this off. And and these look like how to probably put on. So we're not going to do it. And then with the belt, you have the kind of, the same with the ram's horn kind of design, and also your little metal pieces in the front, and then with a kind of like a lock on the back, and then you have a furry kind of underpants there, and then that also has like a medallion kind of thing, like He-Man. So that's pretty cool. I guess like in parallel, I assume it's actually like the same body then, because that makes sense. But this guy just looks awesome. And then same kind of legs there, very kind of muscular, over exaggerated, and also with the shoulders. crazy shoulders, but it kind of works with this guy. He's got the shoulder pad, so it kind of hides it, but it looks great. And then with the boots, it's like this kind of snakish, kind of like top of the boot skin. That makes sense. And then a three-toed kind of foot actually there. It's kind of like a marine kind of yeah, kind of like a mer person kind of thing, like half fish, half man, kind of reminded me of. It's pretty cool. He looks awesome. And then with articulation, there's a ball, yeah, with a rod that goes down to the bottom of the neck, I assume, or in the body. So we can look up that much, looks down about that much, looks side to side, can even do a full 360. You can do a full-on tilt there. So do a whole, like a hula hoop too, so you can get pretty good head movement there. And then at the shoulders, have a hinge there, even have a full rotation there. It's like you do kind of snag there at the shoulders, so you probably don't want to do that too much because that might even pull it. So probably just want to rotate this, then you'll be pretty good there. And then showing that off, have a single jointed elbow there. Only gets, about that much. Oh yeah, but then also, yeah, but with Skeletor, I didn't even notice he has like little like arm fins or like wrist fins. I didn't even notice that. So that's a extra little weird thing for him. But then with the single jointed elbow, that also gives you rotation there. And then the same grip hand, let's just say side to side, not and up and down. And then with the other hand, it's just a open kind of palm hand, and you can rotate that and also articulate side to side. At the waist, just have a rotation there, not that much. At the legs, you have a ball that goes into, that goes through the body on each leg. So you go out about this much. Not too bad. I mean, you could almost do the splits. I mean, you really could. That's better than some some Spider-Man figures. That's crazy. But you only get rotation about that far, though. Of kick forward, excuse me, then kick back, not that much. And then at the knee, you do have a rotation there. You also get a single jointed hinge, which is not too bad. And then at the boot, rotate there. And then at the foot, you articulate forward that much, articulate back this much, focus, and you do a ankle rocker pivot. Perfect. Love this articulation scheme for this. Ugh. I'm gonna get this guy a little bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this in front of me. We're gonna get my lights back to doing their thing. Ugh. Being a good light. But yeah. There's our Skeletor. Just want to get him in hand. Just want to show off. Kind of in my perspective. And also get a pose going. So I don't want y'all to just be sitting there just staring at him. I mean, look at that. I already got that pose already. That's like perfect for him. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go to the other side now. Oh. We're back over here. Look at that pose. It looks so weird. Yeah, He-Man. I know that's not like his actual voice. It's just like the meme. But it's cool. that he can hold. Where's his staff? And I'm like, oh, come on. Okay. Whoa. It just hit my whole camera. You don't even want to hold it. Ugh. I guess I get why they put an extra grip on the sword. But look at that. Wish he could kind of like rotate a little bit more at the hips. He can't really rotate that much out. Kind of like with this one, it has some hindrance with that, but honestly, that's pretty cool. Where he's like that, yeah. He's like that. He-Man. I'll get you, He-Man. Something like that. Even. Oh, that is a stuck elbow there. Just basically just that. I'm taking my reference off of, but I think he's doing more like a incantation. Only his belt wouldn't come off so easily. Be very nice. But yeah, it's really cool. And then I assume we can also hold his Master Sword, which is just the opposite of the He-Man Master Sword. We can wield it as well. So that's really cool. And I'm going to keep this. We're going to move it back even more. Now we're going to get He-Man over here. Comparison with the 2 and the 2 with the Master Sword. That's really nice. But I know he's not going to be missing his because he's going to be having his staff from now on. But he's still not clipped in at the back of his belt. Okay, there we go. I need to get Skeletor in a good pose. This. Maybe like that. Is that good? I think I like that. Yeah, that's cool. A little bit of more, I would say, of classic poses that, that I can think of. Be like, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, they complement each other perfectly, and I think it mainly just is just like the same base body, just different forearms for the fins, and then the forearms for the little gauntlets. and then of course the feet, and then the extra pieces, and then weapons and heads that both aren't perfect, but they work well. They complement each other pretty well. This one's kind of like a very classic. This one's like a very kind of like modernish kind of classic, but they work. They work together very well. Only Skeletor here could actually sit up for a bit. That's really cool. And then we'll do the Master Swords. They're made to combine. So you can have a full-on Master Sword. There it is right there. And there you go. Full-on Master Sword. It's not like perfectly on there, because it doesn't have a peg up here mainly, and it doesn't line up perfectly either. I just might have to heat up that Skeletor's a little bit more, but they work. So we can give that to He-Man, I guess. And that actually, I think, kind of works. Kind of like a power-up, like for He-Man. Like that's like the power it's using. Like I imagine the lore now is that like this, because it has like that purple kind of outline effect going on there, but it's a full sword on that side, so that's kind of cool. But it's kind of like in this scenario, I think of this as this is like a powered up kind of one, and it's using the Gray Skull power, which is like the same magic that Skeletor kind of like uses, and it's purple. Maybe. I don't know. It's just a weird connection I'm thinking about. So pretty cool, pretty awesome, and they complement each other like super well. It's just like pretty perfectly made figures. We should get He-Man. Or like this. Maybe he does have the purple side. We have to do him with the silver side. There we go. Who do we want on this? Here, I want you on this side. We want to get these, yeah. Well, maybe they do work better like that. Yeah, it's like that. It's like a side to side. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome figures. A lot of fun. Nice kind of retro style that works very well. Yeah, pretty cool. And of course, we don't have the rest of the wave, but yeah. And now we got two versions of this comic. I kind of wish that that they did like a story where it kind of like connected like to the power sword and how they have to connect. That would have been fun. But having a comic in general is fun. I kind of wish it was just like a different comic for each character, because if you want to do like an episode like per character, that would be cool. But if it's just not that, it's like, okay. I don't really need the comic by that point, because you just have all these copies of just the one story. Unless it's like a different story like per line. per wave, and that's cool. But whatever. But they're cool, awesome figures, and they're a lot of fun. They're sick. I'm glad that I got these guys. I guess we'll go on with comparisons for Skeletor. Just want to do I want to do a few. I got a couple. Of course, we got the He-Man back here. But we'll compare him to the 2000X. What's his name? Trapjaw or Lockjaw, whatever it is. I can't really remember it, but I'm trying to think of it. Yeah. But this one was also a childhood toy that I had, so it was really cool. I don't have because extra accessories because they've just been lost to time, but I do remember having them. That's cool that you can. And I know it's not Skeletor, but it's the closest thing that I have to a He-Man bad guy. So it's what I got. It's my childhood, so pretty cool. If I can get these to stand, because these guys, this one particularly can never stand up. He's so bad. Focus on this guy. Focus on him. You're not staying focused. Well, that's okay. Whoa. Yeah, he's not gonna. Okay, we don't touch him. There's our Skeletor. Then we'll do him next to this little guy. Orbits or orbs or something. It has an O. It has an O something there. I can't remember his name, but this is the one from the Savage, He-Man 2-pack of him and He-Man. So pretty cool. I think they kind of work together. Of course, this is more kind of stylized, more of a modern kind of realistic, kind of grungier version of of this universe, even compared to 2000X, which is all grunge and can't stand. But just alternate little creatures. And then we'll do him with a Ninja Turtle Playmates Humongous next to these turtles. Very vintage style. Very very kind of matches that very kind of hand painted. But it's it's factory made. But this guy's just bigger and bulkier. Then we'll get in the Shredder, because he actually kind of takes from just from the Skeletor figure has this. So that's kind of weird to think about, that they have the same exact kind of colors. With the purples and blues. Of course, this being more darker, and of course being kind of the opposite. Kind of places. Cool, vintage feeling villain. Very classic. Oh, Shredder. We're going here. Whoa. I guess that's just how he has to. And this guy still can't stand. That's the one bad thing about this Shredder figure. That I feel his regular legs were even better. I don't have a retro one, but It's like, but this one with like the spread out legs is not good. It's not good at all. You shouldn't do this. Don't do this. Oh my god. It makes me not want to touch this figure. Ever. But I keep doing it. I'm like, I know it stands. You can see it. It's there for a second, but the moment I move it, it just won't. But now it can stay there. And be very careful about what I'm doing. But you know, it's vintage. That's literally vintage. Well, that's kind of an upgrade of vintage, but it's not an upgrade. It's just worse. Just as bad as it was. Yeah. I think, is that just it? I think that's it, really. Guess we can just get in our other He-Mans, our multiverse of He-Man figures. Ooh. Even this guy. There's all of our He-Mans. All of our Skeletors, all of our vintage turtles. And all that cool stuff. But yeah. A Masters of the Universe kind of look through here. We haven't ever done like a Masters of the Universe before, but this was a fun time getting to open these newish kind of the origins of the first ones that like ever came out back in 2019, which isn't really that long ago. It feels like not that long ago, but or it does feel forever ago. I have no idea. Just like, oh, like I've had these forever. Like ever since these figures came out, I got them, and then especially and having two of them, so it's really cool. Like and they're perfect for what they represent, like as like the toy line of He-Man, but being kind of updated to the modern kind of times a bit, but still kind of like very much keeping to that very vintage style with with these style of heads and proportions, accessories, how those accessories work. So no, they're good. They're great. Honestly, kind of perfect for someone like me who doesn't know that much about He-Man, but at least wants to have a good version of both of the characters as kind of like classic vintage kind of specifically toys, because that's what I thought about as a kid, and that's what I know because I have a few He-Mans in my life, but not that many. So yeah, but I think we're gonna call this stream a close. Get a little water break finally. But yeah, really cool. I think we'll do our send off. Hey, Silent Rob, welcome, bro. I have the power. You do. Yeah, but here's our He-Man and Skeletor. So really cool. Awesome, fun figures. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this new kind of way of doing this stream. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments or any ideas or anything you want me to do on this stream. Any like figures or anything you want me to look at in the future. But I have the power. I have the power to do whatever I want on this channel. So, it's fun. It's a good time. We're going to go back if we can get to the right camera. But yeah. Hope y'all have enjoyed the stream. But I think we'll call it a night. He-Man is awesome. He-Man is very awesome. But I think we're here at the end of the stream now. So have a good night, Justin. Have a good night, Rob. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night. Be sure to, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Check check it out. My Instagram, because you don't see all the flubs on there. You just see quality pictures and reels. Because I'm a content creator or something. I don't know. I just like to mess with toys, and I like to share with y'all. So thank y'all for joining me. Have a good one. Be good. Be cool. And I don't know. Good night.